What's up, terrible nation? I'm Bruno Torres, and you're watching Steelers M Foco. Here you'll stay up to date with everything about our beloved Pittsburgh Steelers, with hot news straight from the NFL. And today, we're going to talk about the new running back Caleb Johnson and the bold plans he has to shine in the black and gold jersey. But before we dive into this news, go ahead and like this video and subscribe to the channel. It's quick, totally free, and really helps us keep bringing top Steelers content to you. Now let's talk about one of the most talked about names at the Steelers training camp, rookie running back Caleb Johnson. Drafted in 2025 out of the University of Iowa, Johnson arrived with a direct message and a clear goal: to compete and earn his place among the pros. In his first interviews with the press, Johnson showed determination. "I came here to play on Sundays with these guys and compete. That's the focus now. Compete, learn the playbook, and be ready for games," said the young talent. He didn't come alone. The Steelers also added two other former Hawkeyes, defensive tackle Yehia Black and defensive back Sebastian Castro, the latter as an undrafted free agent. This shows a certain pattern. The franchise is heavily betting on the mentality and physical development of Iowa players. What stands out about Johnson is his work ethic. In a recent interview, he revealed that the day before reporting to Pittsburgh, he ran 3 to 4 miles on the treadmill and still did strength training. "This is the dream I'm chasing," he stated with conviction. With Najee Harris off the roster, the position is wide open, and Caleb Johnson is clearly ready to give it everything he's got to seize the opportunity. Caleb Johnson's selection in the draft was no accident. The Steelers are going through a transition period in the backfield after the departure of Najee Harris, who was the key name in that role for years. And this is exactly where Johnson fits as a key piece in the team's new offensive plan. During his time at Iowa, Caleb racked up 1,500 rushing yards and 14 touchdowns over 2 seasons, showing an explosive mix of speed and field vision. His aggressive style, combined with his ability to break tackles, caught the attention of Steelers scouts, who were looking for a physically dominant running back with a hunger for stardom. Behind the scenes, there's already talk that the team has high expectations for the rookie. The coaching staff is reportedly preparing Johnson to have an active role from the first weeks of the season, especially if he quickly masters the playbook and impresses during joint practices with the veterans. And how does he fit into the offensive scheme? Perfectly. Johnson is versatile and can contribute in both power runs and as a pass catcher in the flat, something the Steelers' offensive coordinator really values. If he keeps this determined attitude in practice, Caleb could surprise a lot of people and even compete for significant snaps right at the start of the regular season. And look at this, Steelers fans. There's a rumor heating up the scene in Pittsburgh. With the search for players to complement the offense, the name of wide receiver Darnell Mooney, currently with the Chicago Bears, has come up as a potential trade target. Mooney is entering the final year of his contract, and according to American media sources, the Bears aren't convinced they'll renew with him, which opens the door to a trade before the season begins. On the other side, the Steelers are looking for more speed and explosiveness in the passing game, and Mooney could fill that gap perfectly. With over 2,000 receiving yards and 10 touchdowns over the past 4 seasons, Mooney is known for his route-running agility and yards after-catch ability. The kind of target that could really help quarterback Russell Wilson or whoever takes over as starter, especially on deep plays. Analysts suggest the trade could involve a 5th-round pick, which would be a fair price for a talent that still has plenty of gas in the tank. Now, the question is whether the Steelers will pull the trigger. So, terrible nation, what do you think? Does Caleb Johnson have what it takes to earn a prominent role in the Steelers' backfield? Would Darnell Mooney be a good addition to our receiving core? And would you trust his potential already this season? Drop your opinion in the comments. It is with great surprise that we bring you a news story that has shaken the Steelers fan base and the world of American football. Derek Carr, one of the most talked-about quarterbacks to wear the black and gold in 2025, has announced his retirement. Yes, that's right. The 33-year-old veteran, who had been considered one of the most viable options for the team, decided to hang up his cleats due to a serious shoulder injury. The confirmation came directly from the New Orleans Saints, who released a statement explaining that Carr, along with his doctors, tried everything to return to the level that would make him competitive, including the option of surgery, but with no guarantee that he would be able to perform at his best. With that, Carr's career, which included over 41,000 passing yards, 257 touchdowns, and 4 seasons with more than 4,000 yards, comes to an end. He bids farewell to American football after a journey full of achievements and a career marked by his strong arm and accumulated experience. Derek Carr was seen as a solid alternative for the Steelers, should the plan with Aaron Rodgers not materialize. Many believed Carr could be the ideal mentor for the quarterback transition or even the starter to lead the team. His style of play and leadership experience were in tune with what Pittsburgh needed to take the next step in its journey, especially during a period of transition. However, now the franchise faces a new, even more uncertain scenario. Carr's retirement raises the question once again about the future of the quarterback position in Pittsburgh. Currently, the franchise is still waiting for a definitive answer from Aaron Rodgers, while exploring alternatives in the market. Carr was one of the safest and most experienced options, so his loss leaves a considerable gap in the team's planning. Now, the big question hanging over Pittsburgh is, what will the next step be to fill this void in the offensive leadership? For the Steelers, who are looking for a new quarterback to ensure stability for the team, the 2025 draft may hold the key to the future. Among the most talked about names, one has gained increasing attention: Caleb Williams, the USC star. Williams is widely considered the best quarterback in the class and one of the greatest talents to emerge in recent years. His ability to make precise passes, make quick decisions, and lead his team under pressure makes him a cornerstone for any franchise seeking an elite quarterback for the future. With a strong arm and impressive football intelligence, Williams is exactly the type of player the Steelers need to continue developing their offense. Additionally, he has already shown that he's ready to play under pressure, which would be a huge asset in Pittsburgh, where the expectations are always high. His mobility, combining the ability to escape the pocket and create plays with his legs, is also a feature that would fit well in the Steelers' offensive scheme, which aims to diversify and adapt to the new demands of the NFL. The selection of Williams in the 2025 draft could be Pittsburgh's big bet for the future. But of course, the franchise will have to wait until the draft position and Williams' performance at the Combine to see if he really fits the team's needs. Otherwise, the team will need to consider other options. However, the Steelers' moves could go beyond the draft and involve an interesting trade with another seasoned veteran. The name that has been circulating behind the scenes in Pittsburgh is Kirk Cousins, quarterback of the Minnesota Vikings. Cousins' season was full of ups and downs, which has raised the possibility that the Vikings may be open to trading the veteran. Cousins, with a solid career and impressive numbers, could be exactly the type of experienced quarterback Pittsburgh needs for the 2025 season. He has consistently been one of the NFL's most productive quarterbacks over the years. His experience, combined with his good performance in critical moments, makes him a good alternative for the Steelers, who are still seeking stability at the position. The trade for Cousins, however, wouldn't be simple. The negotiation would involve draft picks and could affect Pittsburgh's salary cap, as Cousins' contract is considerable. Additionally, whether he can truly bring the necessary stability to the quarterback position is something that still needs to be analyzed. In terms of production, he could be a good mentor for any young quarterback the Steelers may select or even an immediate starting option. However, the decision will depend on the franchise's long-term vision and the moves they make in the 2025 draft. Now, of course, the big question is, what will the Steelers do next? Derek Carr's retirement has left the team with a huge gap, but at the same time, new options are opening up for the future. The arrival of Caleb Williams via the draft could represent a revolution in the quarterback position in Pittsburgh, with a new era beginning with an elite talent. However, the alternative of trading for a veteran quarterback like Kirk Cousins should not be ruled out. What is clear is that Pittsburgh will need a new leader for the offense, and the search for this player promises to be one of the most exciting stories of the coming months. Now we want to know your opinion. What do you think of Derek Carr's retirement and the Steelers' search for a new quarterback? Do you think Caleb Williams is the future of the franchise, or would you prefer a trade for Kirk Cousins, aiming for a more immediate path? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and activate the bell to not miss any updates. Until the next video, and may the Steelers stay strong for the future.